Lianne, is it time that Dele Alli was given a run in the side?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think with regards to it being in the Europa League, it doesn't matter. The goal he scored was fantastic, and I think we know his form wasn't great, you know, when Mourinho took him out the lineup. But I think the way he's been completely ostracised at times has not been correct, in my opinion. And I think you don't become a bad player overnight. You need to find your form again. But at the same time, fair play to him for keeping his head down, you know, training well. And when he's called upon, he's done very well. And I do think that Tottenham have been crying out for a player like him. You know, Bergwijn, Moira, good players, but are they at that level of Dele Alli? I'm not quite sure. And it wasn't long ago that Dele Alli was one of our best players at the World Cup. So I think we've seen Mourinho do this before. You know, he almost brings players down to bring them back up again. But I think at this moment in time, Tottenham are not in good form, and they need people like Dele Alli and Bale, and they both played well. So you've got to put them in.
Darren, Tottenham need a spark.
Yeah, they do. They need goals. They can't defend to save their lives, so they need to go forward and score goals. And when you play what he has got to do, and Lianne's right here, what Jose Mourinho's got to do is find a formula which incorporates all of those creative talents, Son, Kane, Ali and Bale, because there has to be a solution there that incorporates them all. The most obvious one you would imagine would be Bale up front with Son on the left, Ali just behind Bale, Kane up front, forgive me. Kane up front, Ali on the left. I'll start again, shall I?
Kane up front, Son on the left, Bale on the right.
Ali, yes, and Ali just behind the striker. Thank you very much. Yeah. We got there in the end. The point I'm trying to make is that you look at the way that Bale took that goal on, what was it, last night? Yeah. But the way that Bale took that goal on the run, and then games, scored one, made one in the first leg, made a goal in the second game against West Ham, hit the crossbar in that game as well, and did really well in that brief spell. And then obviously we got last night. And even if you go back a couple of weeks to the impact that he made when he came on against Manchester City, you see that he is building up to something, and it could well be that at the most decisive moment of the season, Bale is able to show his explosive best. Now, he's never going to get back to his best, because his best was when he was winning Champions Leagues at Real Madrid, and it could be that those days are behind him. But even if he's not at his very best, he is still a quality footballer, and I still think he does have genuine quality to add to that Spurs team.
Bale, Son, Kane and Ali. Is it time, Lianne, for all of them to be thrown in together?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably asking the wrong person, because I'm the most attacking-minded coach you're ever going to come across. I'd play, you know, all of the players at the same time if I could, all the attacking players, and play with no defenders. But at the same time, all jokes aside, I think it has come the time to happen. I think, you know, we've seen Sissoko in there, Højbjerg in there. Dyer's been brilliant, but at the same time, I know Mourinho's style is very defensive, but I think the game's moved on from that, and I think the game's progressed, and I do think the best form of defence is attack, you know, and I think you just got to go after these teams. And I know a lot of Tottenham fans were not happy with the way that they were playing at the beginning of the season, but when you're beating teams like Manchester United 6-1, I think then almost people forget. That wasn't that long ago, but Tottenham looked like they peaked in around October, November time, and now it just looks like they plateaued and they played their best football, so they need something different. I mean, Vinicius as well, we've got to mention him, because he's been brilliant when he's been called upon, even though I don't think Mourinho believes in him that much. I think, because he obviously loves Harry Kane, but I think we've got to give him a special mention as well, because he's done fantastic when he's come into the lineup, whether it's against Marine, it doesn't matter, he's still a football match. So I just think at this moment in time, he's going to have to try something new, because this whole defensive style, especially when you're not winning, I think when you're winning games, it's okay, but when you're not winning, the fans are going to want better football, and at the end of the day, the 3 points.